Coming up on Inside Education, we'll take a look at Mobile County's rising graduation rate and some innovative programs that are allowing students to earn college credit while in high school. Also, Alabama's Governor Robert Bentley is praising Mobile County's pre-kindergarten program and how it's changing the concept of early learning. And we'll look at 2 of Mobile County's 13 blue ribbon schools and sit down for an on-set interview with Assistant Superintendent Larry Mouton. It's all coming your way here on Inside Education. Hi, and welcome to Inside Education, the show that takes you inside the classroom to show you what's happening in the public school system. Thank you for joining us. I'm Helena Tyler, your host. For several years, there has been much talk about Mobile County's 4-year on-time graduation rate. The county school system has seen those numbers increase yearly, from 70% in 2012 to 86% just last year. Superintendent Martha Peak made this announcement recently during the school system's annual meeting with local legislative delegation. Legislators and business leaders were proud of this accomplishment, as a higher graduation rate equals a higher quality of life. The community had set a goal several years ago to raise Mobile County's graduation rate to 80% by 2020. And now, all 12 of Mobile County's high schools have met that goal.
When we're graduating, it's not just a diploma in hand, but our students are meeting one or more of those standards that say they are ready.
It's great that Mobile County's graduation rate has increased. I'm ecstatic about that.
Last year in Mobile County Public Schools, 3,445 graduates received their high school diploma in the spring of 2015. That's more than ever before under the state's method of calculating the 4-year on-time graduation rate, which uses students' identification numbers to track the number of freshmen who graduate from high school in 4 years. Mobile County is not just graduating more students, the school system is graduating more students who are college and career ready. The class of 2015 earned $97 million in college scholarships, and in 2015 students earned a record of 11,162 career credentials. A great example of that success is Baker High School, which has the highest graduation rate in Mobile County and one of the highest in the state at 93%. Renee Phillips visited the school to talk to administrators and students about their on-time graduation success.
Baker High School has the highest graduation rate in Mobile County and one of the highest in the state at 93%. Principal Clem Richardson says teachers personalize education so every student finds his or her niche. That could be in the dozens of advanced placement classes, the marching band, athletics, drama, or even the science fiction club.
We feel like that a student that comes takes advantage of those opportunities. They immediately find people that have common interests, and then now they've got a group of friends at Baker High School. They look forward to coming to school every day and interacting with those students. That's another way that we feel like it gets the student up in the morning, gets them to Baker, and while they're with their friends, while they're looking forward to their club activities, they're taking advantage of the math, science, English, and social studies that we offer.
Counselors track the students from 9th grade on to make sure they have taken and passed the classes they need to graduate, and they take action if students are struggling.
Mr. Richardson does a good job of instilling in us as his faculty and staff members to always personalize education. And saying that, we all try to get to know the kids, know them individually, take each situation as it comes.
Counselors work with students so they will know what their options are after high school. Baker uses the state's 6 criteria to determine whether each student is college and career ready. Those are benchmarking on the ACT or the ACT work keys, earning college credit through dual enrollment, enlisting in the military, earning industry certified career credentials, or taking AP or IB courses.
If you have a plan when you graduate, you kind of have a focus and a direction of what you want to be or where you want to go. And if you are focused and that's something that you want to do, you're going to be more successful at it.
Baker also challenges its students. As one of only 4 AP capstone schools in Alabama, Baker offers more than 24 advanced placement courses. Senior Victoria Constantine has taken 10 AP courses and could start college as a sophomore.
It's a great feeling to know that I'm, a little bit ahead of the curve. That going into college, I'm going to know what I'm doing, and I might retake those classes. I could have that option if I wanted to, just to get a head start on it. But to have that head start on college because of the classes offered is a great feeling.
I absolutely think that AP classes have prepared me for my future because the whole point of AP is to give you a sense of what college is going to be like, and I think that it feels just like that because in college, you'll get to talk to your professor a lot, and I'm close with all my AP teachers. I've stuck with this program for a long time. I really know the ins and outs of it, and I feel like I really am learning. That's the whole point you go to school. I really feel like I'm becoming an educated citizen.
The parents send their children to school to graduate, and we're going to provide them that opportunity. So our teachers make sure that in the classroom, and we say this every day, we're going to make sure there's personalization in education, and in every aspect of what goes on at Baker High School, we're going to personalize it for that child so their individual needs are met. Our graduation rate has risen every year, and we hope that it continues to rise.
Richardson isn't the only one with that in mind. The school superintendent has set a goal that all 12 high schools increase their graduation rate to at least 90% by 2017. Reporting for Inside Education, I'm Renee Phillips.
One way to keep students in school is to offer programs that interest them. Mobile County Public School is leading the state in some new initiatives that are challenging our students academically and giving them opportunities to earn college credit. The world's 4th oldest university has now established a footprint right here in our area. Alma Bryant High School received the unique honor recently of forming a partnership with the prestigious University of Cambridge. The Irvington School is the first school in Alabama to become a Cambridge International School. Through this partnership with Cambridge Assessment, a division of the English University, Alma Bryant students will be able to take specialized classes that are recognized and valued by universities and employers around the world.
We help them develop the ability to think, analyze, communicate. We also help them to become very, very knowledgeable about the subjects, as well as having all those soft skills that students need and adults need in order to be successful.
Very proud day as a principal because you know the hard work that went into it, and just knowing that your school met the criteria to be accepted by Cambridge International, that's a compliment to the years that Alma Bryant has been here and all the work that's gone in before I ever came here.
Cambridge programs are taught in more than 10,000 schools in 160 countries. Alma Bryant freshmen will be able to enroll in the program in August. Mobile County Public Schools' first of its kind high school university co-op program in Alabama is up and running. Murphy High School in Midtown Mobile has partnered with the University of Alabama Early College and gives students the opportunity to take college classes at their high school. Established in 2015, Murphy University Center offers dozens of courses through the early college. So far, 46 students from the first cohort are on track to earn more than 400 college credits, and the second cohort is scheduled to begin the program this spring. Students zoned for any of the Mobile County's 12 schools are invited to apply for enrollment at the Murphy University Center. You've heard about some of the great things that are happening with Mobile County Public Schools. Now let's hear from the Assistant Superintendent of Workforce Development, Mr. Larry Mouton, whose leadership has made some of this possible. Welcome, Mr. Mouton. We've heard and learned that some of the innovative programs in Mobile County high schools. Larry, does high school look the way it did 10 years ago?
No, I don't think it does. I think that what we're looking for in Mobile is to make sure and assure that every student is college and career ready. So we've had to look at things in a different way to make sure that we're focusing on individual children's needs so they can be successful in post-secondary endeavors.
Pathways and Signature Academies, have programs like these been a factor in increasing the graduation rate, Larry?
I think it's very obvious if you look at the data that indeed it has. BC Rain for high school, for example, has gone from 50% graduation rate to well above 70% graduation rate in just a very short time. And it correlates with the implementation of the Aerospace and Aviation Academy at BC Rain. The students have a reason to be in school, are excited about it because they understand the relevancy of what they're doing in their classroom. So this motivation, I think, is creating the kind of success that we're seeing, not just in BC Rain, but in all of our high schools.
Thank you for being here today, Mr. Mouton.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be on your show.
It's time for a commercial break. When we come back, we'll introduce you to Citronelle teacher who recently received the surprise of a lifetime. Stay with us. You're watching Inside Education.
As Alabama's first and largest school system, Mobile County Public Schools prides itself on the high quality of education we provide our students.
We have been successful over the years in raising our graduation rates
and have been recognized nationally for closing achievement gaps.
We believe that our primary focus is to educate all students to become productive citizens.
This is our commitment to them and to you.
It is an exciting time of change in the world of education, where technology is being used to engage our learners. And here in the Mobile County Public Schools, we're embracing those changes and moving forward into this new era of learning. It's our vision to be the premier educational system where students engage in multiple pathways, leading to success in a global society. Education for the future. It starts with us.
Hello, and welcome back to Inside Education. A Citronelle High School science teacher got a big surprise recently, as she was announced as a winner of the prestigious Milken Educator Award.
The Milken Educator Award goes to Melody Tucker!
Dr. Melody Tucker is the 6th Mobile County Public Schools science teacher since 1996 to win the national honor, which has been called the Oscars of teaching and comes with a $25,000 prize. No nominations are accepted for the honor, which is given to educators whose accomplishments provide models of excellence for the profession and who have long-range potential for leadership. The award was presented to Dr. Tucker during a ceremony at Citronelle by State Superintendent Dr. Tommy Bice and Dr. Jane Foley of the Milken Family Foundation.
It's just an opportunity, especially here in a place like Citronelle, just a little off the beaten path, to recognize where greatness actually lives and breathes and the difference it's making for kids. So to have Dr. Tucker recognized as a winner today by the Milken Foundation is a testament not only to her but to Citronelle and to all teachers across the state.
It definitely gives the school recognition because we're all one body, we all work in unity, so it's not just me that impacts them, it's the whole faculty and staff that we have here at Citronelle High School.
The Milken Education Award was established by Lowell Milken in 1987 and has been presented to more than 2,600 educators across the country. Dr. Tucker is the only teacher in the state to win it this year. Great teachers across the district, and each year the school system honors 2 of those teachers by naming them the Countywide Teachers of the Year. This year, the elementary teacher of the year is Stacy Davis, a 4th grade teacher at St. Elmo Elementary School who has embraced technology and innovation in the classroom. The secondary school teacher of the year is Bonnie Howard, a science teacher at Hankins Middle School. Howard started the school's robotic program, which now has 100 students participating. School officials surprised the teachers recently to tell them about the honor.
As a child, I wasn't the best student in the world, but a teacher reached out to me, and I knew then that I wanted to be the same kind of teacher that reached out to other kids and pulled them up. Even though society might think that they shouldn't deserve that, she pulled me up, and I'm here to pull others up.
It's a surprise. I'm very excited, very blessed, and I couldn't do it without these guys here. They're everything.
Davis and Howard will now be nominated for State Teacher of the Year. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be a police officer, or how about a firefighter? A handful of students are finding out about these careers firsthand. It's part of a new partnership between the City of Mobile and the Mobile County Public Schools, which offers internships to high school students who are interested in these career fields. Our Brian Ashmore caught up with a few of the students who are participating in the program and has this report.
Going to continue on with your normal tasks, your normal projects we got going on. We're still working on the shelving system. How's that coming along right now?
Mobile County Public Schools is offering seniors in its JROTC programs the opportunity to get valuable hands-on experience through co-op agreements with the Mobile Police and Fire Departments. Students in the program are placed in one of the various divisions within each agency and spend a couple of hours a day performing tasks and duties within those departments and learning about the behind-the-scenes work that supports their respective missions.
What it's really designed to do is to bring students into a working environment, whether it be in the forensics lab, whether it be like we have here in the cyber intelligence unit, perhaps out at a precinct somewhere where they're handling calls for service and seeing the day-to-day turnover of different crimes and reports as they occur within a municipal police department.
I need you to take this document down to the chief of police.
It gives students a valuable experience and a knowledge as to what the police department does, but also gives kids the opportunity to get hands-on experience and also a bird's eye view of what police work actually is.
The program began last year with a co-op at the Mobile Fire Department, while an agreement was reached to begin a similar program at the police department this year. About 20 students are currently participating at the two agencies.
It opened up doors, a lot of opportunities. You can get to see behind the scenes of what actually happens.
In addition to providing students with exposure to the career fields of law enforcement and firefighting, it also allows them to build relationships with potential mentors within the fields.
The point is to let them demonstrate their skills to someone who can give them later a letter of recommendation for a future career in whatever field that might be. One of the key components when we talk to both departments that we are doing this co-op with is that they're not there just to empty the trash can. We want them to learn specific skill sets within that area.
Along with learning about how the police department handles forensic evidence, conducts video surveillance, and interacts with the public, students also get some important lessons about what will be expected of them in the workplace, such as the soft skills they'll need to get a job and keep it.
The internship itself is really more than just showing up and seeing what we do at the police department. The internship itself, when you look at it from both sides, is really about developing that young adult into a person who can make decisions where they grow in their career growth.
The police and fire departments get something out of the arrangement as well. The co-ops are an opportunity to identify and encourage potential future employees, as well as an opportunity to increase awareness of how they serve the public in ways that often go unnoticed.
So we want them to see all the different aspects of it. It's not just all glory and, flames and smoke and shooting water. Sometimes there's some behind the scene things that have to happen so that the men and women can go out and do the really important stuff, and that's saving lives every day.
Reporting for Inside Education, I'm Brian Ashmore.
The students involved in the internship programs do have an opportunity to apply for job positions with their respective agency once they reach minimum requirement age. Well, we're halfway through our show, but don't go away, because when we return, we're going to introduce you to a program that is giving kids a head start on reading and more. Inside Education after this break.
I have a lot of great memories from high school, some great experiences. Just being in the Shaw Band was a great experience. The leadership in my schools, I always felt like they were very passionate about what they were doing. They cared about their calling to teach and to lead the schools. I always felt like they cared about me as a student and my classmates, and they wanted to see us do well and succeed. The relationships that were formed during those years are what impacted me the most. And I would just like to say thank you.
You know there must be news if the governor's in town. Alabama Governor Robert Bentley visited I Showed Mertz Magnet School in Mobile recently to make a major announcement concerning pre-K education in Mobile County Public Schools. The state's largest school system is converting 50 pre-kindergarten classrooms into Alabama first-class pre-K sites. By converting the high-quality first-class program, which is managed by the Alabama Department of Early Childhood Education, Mobile County will adhere to its guidelines while also receiving new materials, furniture, supplies, and additional professional development for pre-K and auxiliary teachers. These 50 classrooms are added to the 4 that are already offer first-class pre-K in Mobile County. About 1,000 additional students will have access to the program. And there is a new educational program designed specifically for pre-K students to assist them with 21st century learning. It's called the Waterford Early Reading Program. The computer-based program is giving teachers a new tool to use in the classroom to help educate your child. Our Mayosha Taylor visited Just4 Developmental Laboratory, where they're putting the new program to the test.
What are some of the things we can do with those apples?
One tool Mobile County Public Schools is using to prepare pre-K students is the Waterford program. It's a digital intervention program that utilizes technology to ensure that pre-K students are on track. Utilizing laptops, smart boards, and other technology, each student spends 15 minutes a day using the Waterford program, which includes segments in reading, math, science, social studies, music, and art. These sessions set a baseline for their progress and helps teachers and parents ensure that students are getting what they need to be ready for kindergarten.
Not only is it a developmentally appropriate practice, but it works hand in hand with us to create that rock-solid foundation. And it brings several components with it, from different pieces of the thematic units that can be done whole group. On the smart board, it ties in the digital learning with the 21st century technology component. It's very child-friendly. It's teacher-friendly because it's made by teachers for teachers. It's one of those things that is a good fit for all.
The program is also student-driven, adaptable to each student's individual needs and pace. Even in classrooms that include a blend of traditional students and those with special needs, the Waterford program provides a way to ensure that all of them will master the skills they'll need as they continue into kindergarten and beyond.
Waterford is nice because every individual student that gets on there progresses at their own rate. If they don't get a skill, then they get to go back and they relearn it, and sometimes it teaches them a different way.
Say it with me. Toll.
Students are also able to use the program at home, and parents can access it to monitor their children's progress.
As a parent, it's important for me to feel connected with what she's doing at school because I can work with her at home and I know exactly what she's doing at school and I can help her with her learning.
Mobile County Public Schools Pre-K Program Manager Paula Reese says the proof of the program's effectiveness is in the data.
The literacy data, as far as our students being ready for what's expected of them in kindergarten, it blows my mind to see the progress.
What we've noticed from looking at last year's data was the classrooms that had, the strongest Waterford usage, those who used Waterford more, those children had reached the school readiness on our universal screeners. And the classrooms that didn't meet their goals with their Waterford usage didn't have as many students reach that school readiness. So we know that they go hand in hand with our program. It reinforces what we're doing and it takes our kids to the next level where we want them to be.
Good job.
Reporting for Inside Education, I'm Mayosha Taylor.
With these new and innovative programs that are being offered in the public schools, exactly how does it affect your child and the way they are taught? Now joining us to talk about all of these exciting changes with pre-K is Mrs. Paula Reese, the school's home community program manager for the public schools. Hello, Ms. Reese, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
As we mentioned earlier in the show, the governor was in town and he talked about converting 50 pre-K classrooms to first-class pre-K. Now, what advantages will this have for pre-K students in Mobile County?
The first advantage is with us having had pre-K in Mobile County for 28 years, we are going to meet the state definition of high-quality pre-K. That means that we meet all 10 benchmarks of the National Institute of Early Education Research standards. So with those 10 benchmarks, two of the areas that we were missing, one was the fact that our auxiliary teachers in pre-K not necessarily met the state definition by having early childhood education credentials. Well, thanks to this partnership with First Class Pre-K, we have around 28 or 30 auxiliary teachers who are currently in class receiving credit hours in order to make them highly qualified for pre-K. That means that they are receiving early childhood credentials.
The Waterford program and how it benefits our pre-K students and their parents. Why is this program so effective, and how would this mesh with First Class? You probably mentioned it somewhere before, but meshing it with First Class.
It actually meshes with those high quality benchmarks because we want a comprehensive curriculum. And Waterford is a digital program. It is an intervention program, but it covers the areas of reading, math, science, and social studies. And not to mention, we're in the 21st century for learning, so technology is a key piece. And a lot of people are afraid to allow our 4-year-olds with the computer. We kind of cringe, but guess what? They do well than most adults when it comes to using the technology.
Yes. Mrs. Paula Reed, thank you so much for joining me today. You're seriously lighting the way for our little ones.
Thank you so much for having us.
Up next on Inside Education, we'll take you to a celebration at the end of a perfect season, and we'll be right back.
I had a wonderful experience at Baker High School. I was very fortunate to have teachers who were not only academic mentors, but also personal mentors as well. They really took an interest in your life. One of the things I loved the most about Baker was that it was a place where you felt comfortable and you could find your own fit. Been fortunate enough to go to law school and practice law for a little while and start my own business, and all the things I've been able to accomplish in both my personal and professional lives, it all started at Baker.
Well, before we go, we want to take you across the board to mention a few other events happening across Mobile County Public Schools. 2 Mobile County schools received the highest honor from the U.S. Department of Education this year. Old Shell Road School of Performing Arts and Clark Shaw Magnet School of Math and Science were named National Blue Ribbon Schools. Mobile County has now a total of 13 Blue Ribbon schools. Dodge and Gilliard Elementary Schools have partnered with the Delta Bike Project to reward students for reading. Students who meet their accelerated reader goals can enter their name into a drawing for bikes that will be donated by the organization. By earning the bikes, students will take pride in riding them. According to the Delta Bike Project, students are also learning about bicycle safety. And the LaFleur High School Lady Rattlers completed their perfect season in the perfect way by winning the 6H State Championship. Sophomore Daisha Bradford said it took a lot of hard work and dedication and sacrifice to win it all. She said it felt really great to bring the championship trophy to Mobile. The team went 34-0. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Inside Education, as we look inside the classrooms of Mobile County Public Schools. For these and other stories, visit mcpssthewire.com and the Mobile County Public Schools Facebook page. Until next time, I'm Helena Tyler.